Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is 3 p.m. here in Chicago, Illinois, and 9 p.m. in England tonight. That's an important thing to remember, too. But it is time for another live stream. Today is Sunday, February 28th, last day of February, last day of the second month of 2021. We finally made it, guys. And it is a beautiful day here in Chicago. Sunny out. It wasn't that way this morning. When I went for a run, it was dreary, a little bit raining, a little bit cold and foggy, very kind of like spooky out. But now it's just an absolutely beautiful day. And I'm very happy to be joined today by a friend over in England, Ben Parks. I'm sure you guys are all excited to hear from him. But first, before I bring him on, I do want to say hi to everyone listening on the podcast version, everyone on the audio only. Welcome. Hope you enjoyed this conversation. And then everyone watching this on YouTube after the fact, not live, but still watching on YouTube. Welcome. Glad to have you guys here. So without further ado, let's bring on the man himself. Let's bring on Ben. What's going on, Ben? How are you doing? So good to see you.
Yeah, lovely to be here, Mike. Yeah, thanks very much for inviting me on, and welcome to me. What am I saying? Just great to be here from all the way from Greenwich here in London. Slightly warmer conditions we've had today. Everybody out in the UK getting their runs done. Honored to be part of your amazing community that you put out there to the world. So awesome to be here.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much. I know it's getting late for you. I mean, for me, 9 o'clock's getting to be a little bit late. I don't know how it is.
I am. If I stood up, I'd be in my pajamas. We'll be going to bed after this one.
All right. Well, I appreciate it. I won't keep you on too long. I do love the shirt that you're wearing today. It looks great on you.
Yeah. It's very, very cool.
Very, very cool. And I like the setup that you've got here. It looks great. Is this going to be part of? I know you've been talking in some of your videos that you'd like to start doing some live streaming. Is this going to be a preview of what's to come?
Hopefully. I mean, I use this setup for every time I sit at my desk. So if I turn I don't know if I can, how much I can turn all this, like my main monitor's here and everything's kind of around. But I've built it all, invested the money, but haven't actually clicked record yet or click go live. Right. But we will do soon. We're just like super busy with everything at the moment, and it's just taking up so much time, as it does in the world that we live in. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll get it going soon. And then once we're in, as you do, like every few days, and it just kind of flows and you get used to it. So it's something we really want to do.
Very cool. It looks like a lot of people are very excited to see you in here. Dan Runs is here saying love the non-elite t-shirt, and and Stevie76 assuming that when you're talking about being in your pajamas, they must be 2-inch split short pajamas.
I could. I won't stand up.
All right. Paul Kane is saying great to see two great YouTube runners. Thanks, Paul, so much. Quick question though, Benoit wants to know, do you have any more firm, I don't want to push too much on it because I know it takes time to get these things started, but Benoit wanting to know, when will you be starting the own live stream? Any kind of goal dates or anything like that? Or
I haven't got any dates. It's always going to be starting. I want to do something like every week. Hopefully kind of something on like a Sunday night, like what we're doing here, just before everybody starts their sort of next training week. Most people train Monday to Sunday sort of thing. So I'd like to do something that's built up like around an event. So for us, the London Marathon is hopefully, fingers crossed, coming up in October. And then so maybe like 18 weeks out, and every week we'll go through and have a catch up on the live stream. Kind of revolved around everyone that's training for London, but also people training for other races as well.
That's cool. I think that's a fascinating idea, because I've heard like podcasts before talking about like building up how like pros are building up to like Olympic trials or to Olympics or other big races, but to have like kind of like a group getting together weekly.
It's kind of a group, and people can ask questions and training advice. And I'm lucky enough that I've run London. I can't remember how many times. That was kind of where I want to get it to. So they'll hopefully be starting in the summer, but we'll do a few test runs and things with just, like you say, you just hit go live. And people are there, they ask questions, and you can just sort of help out. And it's a great unique insight. I'm proper nervous sitting here now because I've never done something where I can't edit it or change what I say. That's what it's. People really like this sort of thing. So
I got to tell you though, like as someone that does live streams now, which for a long time I just wasn't interested in them at all. But then like the pandemic hit, and I was like, maybe it's time to look into this.
Well, my whole sort of basis of starting, sorry to interrupt, the whole basis of starting was to try and help people out. And so if there's demand for it, then we'll do it because it helps people out with their running. So
for sure.
Yeah.
And I think that you'd get a lot of people wanting to get tips from you because you're such an accomplished runner and also have so much experience at that specific race as well. And I do think that like the first, I was trying to think back earlier today, the first Ben Parks video I watched, and I think it was when I watched you like run with a GoPro in the London Marathon. It was like a 2:35 or something that year. And I was like, that's impossible. There's no way that this guy just did
that video did good things for us. I think I had around about 8,000 subscribers on YouTube before I posted that, and within a couple of weeks it was up around I was about 20,000 30,000 within about a month, so it was pretty crazy.
That's
and from then that's kind of when it all got a little bit more serious. But yeah, I really enjoyed that video. I mean, nobody always sees what goes on behind, but I was standing ready to hand my kit bag in over to the people on the truck, and I had my GoPro in it. I was like, I just can't be bothered today. I don't want to do this. It's too stressful. I'm just going to go and have a run. And I just grabbed it at the last second and thought, just hit record and see what happens. And that is another thing that kind of not changed my life completely, but maybe making that video, it kind of I saw that what was possible. So with all this YouTube stuff, you've just got to keep hitting record, and you just don't know what to come out the other end.
I mean, I think that like it's amazing because like a lot of times I'll just be like, I don't need to bring a camera today. It's an easy run. I'm not planning on including this footage in a video today. So like, do I even need it? And then it'll be like, oh, I saw the craziest thing when I was out on my run today, and I'm glad I had a camera. There's always something that happens, or it ends up being like a beautiful sunrise, and I wasn't expecting it, you know. And so I'm still, as someone that has been running with a camera basically every day for the past several years, I still am surprised. Like, oh, I'm glad I brought this along today, you know.
I suppose you never know with your 360 camera, you're filming everything, so you're not really going to miss a moment. So it's it's really cool.
Yeah, I mean, I don't bring the 360 camera every day. But there's some times where I'll be like, I didn't even know that was behind me, or something else was going on back there. And so you pick up some like interesting things every once in a while with it. So that's a lot of fun. But to circle back to kind of like the idea with like live stream versus like edited videos, I do also find that like sometimes it's really nice knowing like, all right, I'm going to sit down for the live stream, and when I'm done with the live stream. You know, when you have like a edited video, like filming the content is like the first half maybe, and then there's like all that other work that comes afterwards.
And then it takes forever as my cat has just arrived. She's been sleeping all day and now coming through for some cuddles.
Beautiful. All right, we got a super chat coming in from Stevie76. He's got a question saying, Coach Ben, what tips would you give someone to finally run a sub-3 marathon? Asking for a friend. I think he's asking for me there, but yeah.
I think for a lot of people trying to get that sub-3, just following a good training plan is going to be worth its weight in gold. I kind of wrote my own training plan when I first managed to run a sub-3. But yeah, just having that structure to your week that a lot of people don't do, and recovering properly after your runs, which a good training plan will give you. There's so many out there. Obviously, we sell ours, but there's loads out there. And yeah, just having that basic structure in a week of your long run is the most important thing. Adding in some blocks at marathon pace into that long run. A weekly speed session, and then just a relaxed, easy run. And those 3 runs will help you get there. And as I say, a good training plan will just put those in every single week.
Cool.
So yeah.
Awesome. Speaking of recovery, I mean, not the main reason, I've been wanting to have you on and get a chance to talk to you. I think this is the first time I think we've talked kind of like not face to face, but kind of in person before. And I've been wanting to talk to you for a while, but what really spurred it was the breakfast I saw on your Instagram story the other day. It was, if I remember correctly, a bagel, red pepper hummus, and a beans.
Baked beans. I don't know if how easy baked beans or baked beans are even a thing in the States. I've never seen them over there, and I've been over there. But it's a pretty big staple here in the UK. Most people have it just on toast, just on regular bread, but I really like bagels, and so yeah, they're a bit of something we have for breakfast all the time. And I don't know why, I just put it together. I think I was just missing some butter or like some spread one day. I thought, I just want dry bagels. So I whacked on the hummus and I thought, oh, that tastes quite nice. And then I put it in a what I eat in a day video. And I put it on my stories, which you saw the other day. And people just thought it was very odd, but equally tried it and thought, actually, that works really well. I mean, I'm not a chef. I did want to be a chef when I was younger. So I'm okay in the kitchen. I'm all right. So I quite enjoy doing what we eat in a day videos. And yeah, just experimenting quite a lot.
That breakfast, is that a breakfast that you're eating yourself, or are you making 2 portions of that and Sarah's getting a plate of that too? Or can you it's like, no, that's you,
Sarah
Ben?
eats the same breakfast every single day. You will not get her to eat anything other than cinnamon and raisin bagel with like blackberry or blueberry jam. I can't remember which one. But yeah, she eats that you no chance in her eating anything else. But yeah. Yeah, so it's just for me. We're separate breakfasts, same lunch and same dinner, but separate breakfasts.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of understand that. Like the pace of the mornings, it's very. I mean, I don't know how it is at your house, but our house, like the morning is very hectic, and the day kind of like even like it's. I mean, maybe it's like a metaphor for the way I run races. Everything's just way too jam packed and a little bit rushed in the morning, and then it just trickles off and dies at the end. So, but like that's how our day is over here.
I suppose, yeah, with your youngsters and things, it must be a nightmare. But in our flat, it's just me and Sarah and our flatmate as well. We're all kind of grown up and pretty chilled. And through lockdown and everything, there's not a lot else to do at the moment. So yeah, there's pretty strict regulations we have in the UK right now, unfortunately. So yeah, there's not much we can do other than get up, go for a run, and sit at the computer and work really. So
sure. All right, we got another question here for you. Ben Browning says, a question for Ben. Your mom sends out, is it your mom that sends out the merch? I think I saw that in a story one day.
Well, yeah, the sort of, we started that whole side of the business as just offering some good high quality merch for everybody. And then it just grew and grew and grew. And now like our hat, making these hats and things is like a full-on business in itself, really, and that's going to be expanding more and more this year. And so originally it was just me and Sarah with an occasional trip to the post office a couple of times a week, and that'd be it. And now it's every single day, 6 days a week, posting out stuff all around the world, which a lot of it is people just supporting us, which is so kind and generous, and like it completely supports us. We couldn't do it without it. And now it's got to the point of actually making some really good quality stuff that can compete with the biggest brands in the world, and that's kind of where we're hoping to take it next year. So yeah, my mum did work. She worked for the NHS, amazing people in the NHS, but she took a slightly early retirement because I could give her all of this business to do. So yeah, she works for us 6 mornings a week.
Wow.
Packaging up orders and posting them all around the world. I kind of do a lot of it from here, and then I post send it all down to her. Well, with computers and everything, it's so easy to do. So yeah, and then I occasionally have to go down to see her because she's got the stock rooms down there and everything's down there, and then we can write notes and things to people as well. So
yeah, I mean, I can vouch. The hats are fantastic. The neck gaiters are fantastic as well. I've ordered a couple of each of those over the years.
Yeah, you ordered one when I was actually abroad in Germany, and that's when my mum first tested it. So I think she posted out your order. And then bizarrely, I actually then posted you some more stuff that you didn't know about as a thank you. But I think that's just when you moved out, because then it got returned and it never went through. But now you're back. Now you're back at your address that I have on my system. I can send you some more stuff.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. I love it. Because I mean, I do think though that like even aside for people that aren't even Ben Parks fans, like I mean, I'm having a hard time envisioning that. Like the merch itself is high quality stuff, and I always am amazed by it because I've been having my own struggles finding like the right way of like kind of finding that a way of like making it accessible, but also like not finding too many compromises. So
it's really hard. And originally we were just kind of just doing what was called like print on demand stuff. So customer orders it goes to a wholesaler, a supplier, and they print it and they post it out. But you have nothing to do with that. I guess that's what you've done with this. But then it just got to a point where we were having so many issues with that, and stuff was just getting lost, and they'll take like a month to post something out, and we're like, right, just take the risk, spend a lot of money, and buy all the stock up front, and then you've just got complete control over it. So I really like supporting my favorite sort of YouTubers and people, anybody creating content out there. None of us are really kind of doing this to earn a fantastic living. It's great, and no one's gonna become millionaires doing this. I really like to support people any way we can, and it's just a great thing to do. So
all right, we got Shannon asking a question. Ben, or if anyone else knows in the stream, how is the calf strain going? I saw that you kind of tweaked it on the river the other day. How's it?
I think that wasn't
right?
too good. But now I've run 4 days in a row. I did 14K today. So what's that? About 8 miles. And it seems to be completely fine. It's always a bit of an ongoing thing. Since I broke my ankle, like running is not the same, and it never will be the same. That's never going to be as good. An MRI scan on it a couple of days ago, and that's just something we have to live with.
Wow.
It's just managing that the best we can. So. But that's life, Unfortunately, you get thrown a lot of these things, and as you get older, more bad stuff, whatever can happen. But I'm not complaining. Like, if that's the worst thing that's happened to me in 37 odd years, that's not too bad.
All right. We got another question in here from X Vanda Magex. I'm not sure how to say that. I think it's Vanda Magex.
I can't help you there. But.
So the question is, Ben, I see in your videos you're commonly recognized on runs in the UK. Does the same happen in the US or other countries? Like, if you go down to Valencia for the marathon, are you like heralded as the hero coming in, or is it just you get the fly on the radar and you just get to have a run?
If I'm just out on a training run, like today, I just went for my little run through the centre of London. I don't know, 5 or 6 people said hello on the way, which is lovely. But I have to be running quite a specific area for that to happen. It doesn't, I'm not like an actual celebrity or something. It must be awful for being an actual celebrity. But I haven't been to America really since we've been doing YouTube, I don't think. I think we were last there in New York, and that was before I even started YouTube, or very early days. And it was really only through YouTube you get recognized, because people connect so much with your face rather than just on an Instagram picture or something. I guess maybe if I went for a run around Flagstaff or Boulder, somewhat, one of the more iconic places, or in Central Park or something, something might happen. I don't know. But I've always loved, if someone stops and I'm just on an easy run, then I'll stop and have a chat. But most people are just like, hiya, and then you go on your way. Do you find that? Do people recognize you when you're out running along the coast?
Along the lakefront here, because people, Chicago is a city that a lot of people travel to. In normal times, it's a big convention city, so a lot of people travel here for work. I did actually get stopped the other day by a guy named Ryan, who was in from Seattle, which is like 2,000 miles from here, but stopping through Chicago on the way to Virginia. He was on some sort of road trip, and he was like, I was just running down by the lakefront, and I thought I recognized, because I saw him twice, because I saw him on the way out, on the way back. And on the way back, he kind of stopped, and normally people sometimes people might wave to me. But sometimes people will try and flag me down, and I'm like, okay, this is someone that wants to talk. And it was an easy run, so I'm like, no problem stopping on an easy run, and it was nice to chat to him.
Yeah, it's just it's lovely. I'd be too. I always say I'd be too scared to chat to myself because I'm really quite shy. I couldn't really speak to anybody. Whenever me and Sarah are out and about, Sarah has to do like the ordering in restaurants and things. I'm just not very good at speaking to strangers. Yeah. But if someone comes over to me, then it's obviously very nice. And if we're at races and that sort of thing, then it's a lot of people that want to chat, but I've never got a problem with that at all. It's really nice.
Yeah, as far as I think, to the level of celebrity that you and I have, I feel like it's a very good kind, because it's not like it's going to interfere with us normally going to the store to get groceries or just normal day-to-day living. But when you're going to that specific type of event, when you're going to a race, then that's your people, that's your place. That's kind of, then it's And then this is where you can. So it's like kind of cordoned off, like a weird kind of like obscure.
Yeah, like marathon expos and things are just lovely places to hang out, and yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. All right. Are you good for another couple more questions?
I can sit here for hours. So as long.
Awesome. All right. Let's see. He says, Ben Y says, I'd also like to know how Kiki is doing.
Well, she's now fallen asleep.
Oh,
it's not going to focus on me, but behind me, she's sitting here. I can't do it. She sits in her little perch just there, analysing, surveying the room. And yeah, she's very good. We rescued her about 5 years ago. So we didn't have her from like new or from a kitten. But yeah, she doesn't do much. But unfortunately, the people that had her before didn't treat her the best. So she's very happy now.
Awesome. And Joshua Beal says, Ben, you should do a UK tour. Is that something that you've ever considered, trying to do like a I guess a running tour? I've been thinking about it, like post COVID, like to do like a North American or maybe like a small, maybe in the Midwest, keep it more manageable, like kind of like go to a whole bunch of different places. Go to
just something. If you had a book or something that came out, people do book tours and things. Yeah. But over in the UK, we have something called Park Run, which I know exists a little bit in America. So sort of that's every Saturday morning. And we certainly really want to get out to as many park runs as we can and travel around. It's always a bit controversial about traveling at the moment.
Sure.
But with everything that's going here, it should be pretty good to do that again soon. In terms of a UK tour, I don't really know what I'd have to do to go out and see people. But we, through the whole lockdown, we have been invited to give a lot of talks at running clubs, which I haven't been able to do. So yeah, there's a lot of invites coming up, and we've been invited to some run festivals that are going on and things. So we'll definitely do that as we're allowed to. But in terms of my own tour, I don't think I'll be doing my own tour. But certainly we want to be appearing at other events to get up and speak and help people out, and just engage in the community really. So we'll do as much of it as we possibly can.
Very cool. Let's see here. Let's see what else we got. Luis Gallardo says, any changes that you noticed when you started pushing your body to PRs as you progressed into your 30s?
I certainly feel it a lot more now. I mean, I didn't run. Yeah, I mean, it's just when you're growing up in your 20s and things. I was only ever I didn't take my running too seriously. I just tried to run one marathon a year, and if I ran that in under 4 hours, it was great. Over 4 hours, it's like you should have tried a bit harder. There was no more goal other than that. And then I didn't really start trying to really break 3 hours and take it to that sort of level until I was about 33. So yeah, and then I suppose because I hadn't put my body through loads of miles before in my 20s, my body absorbed everything quite well. And so maybe that's an advantage now. I don't really know, but I seem to be able to run pretty much as much as I want to, really. But the problem I've got really at the moment is in London, it's 100, well, however many miles a week you run is pretty much always on tarmac or asphalt or concrete, just very hard surfaces. I don't really have any off-road or traily, just soft sand to run on, unfortunately, and we can't travel at the moment. So as soon as that comes back, we'll do some more off-road, and we'll be moving house, hopefully in the summer as well, out to a different location with some much softer surfaces, and that should allow me to run even more, hopefully.
Oh, that's exciting. That's very exciting. Very cool. And I was thinking, in addition to that London marathon video with the GoPro that was just insanely fast, and it looked like you were jogging throughout the whole thing. But there was also there was a lot of mountain ultra trail running that I remember seeing, which I can understand now you're probably not getting to do a lot of that. Are we going to see more of that as conditions improve over the?
So I've got an entry into a race called UTMB, Ultra Trail de Mont Blanc, which is in a place called Chamonix in France in the Alps. Between that and the race you have in America called Western States, they're the two big events in the ultra running scene. So UTMB is 170 kilometers, about 103-4 miles, very long way, with about I'm no good. My feet, 30,000 feet ish, about 10,000 meters of elevation. Okay. A crazy race all through the mountains, and so I've got an entry into that, which I qualify for. So that's going to be coming up, and that's in August time, towards the end of the year. That's the only thing that's like sort of properly locked in. And then there's a race in Wales that we're going to do at the start of the year in Snowdonia, which is on the Ultra Trail World Tour. And the race we really want to do is something called Comrades, which is in South Africa, starting out in a place called Pietermaritzburg, going down to Durban, which is like 90K ultra marathon. And that's all on the road, though. That's not trails. But that's not going to happen this year, obviously. So that will be 2022, hopefully.
Yeah, I just saw the news on that one.
Yeah, we got, I don't know, like sort of that sort of Sage Canada approach of any surface, any distance. We just like to have fun with our running. I'm not, as much as I'd like to, would run certain times and do all that sort of thing. For me, it's just about enjoying it, having fun. I don't see myself as like I've got no ambitions of trying to become a professional runner. I never did, and I'm never not good enough anyway. But I never want to. So this T-shirt's quite good for me, really. This is how we see it. It's just about having fun with it and trying to take people along and share our enjoyment and love of running, really. So.
Well, and you're doing such an amazing job. I mean, in terms of your progress and your performance, with that, just kind of like take a sensible approach to it, but also make sure you're still having a lot of fun. Can you tell me a little bit about more of your background in running? And you talked a little bit about your 30s, like getting a little bit more serious, and a little bit about the 20s. But was there anything in your younger years where you were running for teams? Like, was there ever a point where you're in more of an organized version of running?
No, absolutely nothing. Running. I mean, at school we had a cross-country team. Cross-country is a little bit different here in the UK than what it is in the States. It's very much just always run in the winter in the worst, horrible, freezing cold conditions. But I quite enjoyed it, but I was no good at it. It was just the school team. It was never like the county team. I never ran for a club or anything. Okay. I'm not even a member. I'm officially a member of a running club now, but I've never been to a single thing. I don't really know why, but we have our own little running club we have in Greenwich that I organised. But yeah, so out sort of growing up, as I say, it was just a case of wanting to run one marathon a year. And I thought if I could do that, that'd be a great achievement, keep me relatively fit and healthy. And it was just a good challenge, something to do. And I can't honestly say I particularly enjoyed it, but I just wanted to challenge myself. And I thought, I was just at school and thought, this will look cool. I'll look like, you know, how many children at 18 are going out to the big London to run the marathon? And I was like, oh, I'm just going to come back and look amazing. So that's kind of how you think when you're that sort of age. And then, that's all I did pretty much through. And then I went to university, pretty much gave up running in favor of playing golf. And then I really sort of tried to become a professional golfer for about 6 or 7 years.
Oh, okay. Wow.
And got reasonably good at that. But like a lot of things, there's only about the top 150 in the world that do all right, and everybody else is, you know, it's a tough existence out there. So we never really went anywhere with that. And then I got a regular job, started drinking, eating bad, just partying, nightclubs, that sort of thing throughout, up to about sort of 30, and then moved. I was living up in Edinburgh in Scotland then, and moved back down to London, and then just wanted to get good at something. I was fed up. I was about 33, and I was like, I tried a few things. I'm pretty average at everything. What can I try and become? Can I just try and become good at one thing? And I thought, well, it's either running or golf, and running's a lot cheaper and easier to do. So we just thought that, and then I entered Barcelona Marathon, got like 3 hours. I was like, I can run 3 hours, that's fine. Ran 3 hours 33, was horrific. Walked pretty much the whole of the second half, and then it's like, right, let's just pick up a book and read as much as we can and just find out how to do this. And so then I just spent years and years of just reading everything, getting some coaching qualifications, and built it up from there. So it was just really a case of just, I want to become okay at something. I want to get to 50 or however it is when you can't really get better at sports or whatever it is at that age. And so I tried as hard as I could at something. And whether that's now running or building a YouTube channel or making running hats, I just wanted to do something that I felt proud of. And I didn't have anything in my life I particularly felt proud of at that stage. So that's kind of all came about.
Yeah, and then can you tell me a little bit? I mean, if I'm getting too personal, let me know. But when does Sarah come into the picture and kind of along this timeline? Was she running already, and you were running, or kind of tell me about that?
So, yeah, I was in a relationship with someone that didn't run and had no interest in running, just as I was starting to run more and more, and that was becoming a problem in that relationship. Not in a nasty way, but I was just spending more and more time out the house and more and more time going to races on the weekend, and the relationship just sort of fizzled out and it wasn't working. And that just coincided with me joining a local running organization here right outside called Good Gym, which is an organization where you meet up once a week and you go for a little run, just 2 or 3 miles, and you go to a community organization, help them out. It's just volunteering basically. And it might be picking up some litter or painting a wall at a community centre, or loads of different tasks, helping, feeding the homeless or something like that. And Sarah she was the Greenwich organizer, and I just met her and we got chatting and we got on really well. She was in a relationship and I was in a relationship, and so we couldn't do anything obviously initially, but we both ended those relationships and then spent more and more time together, and it worked out. And without doubt, I would not be speaking to you if it wasn't for Sarah right now. So all of this is inspired a lot by having her here, and she's probably watching this in the other room. So, hello. Yeah, like it's all down to someone that just wants to help out, and a lot of this we do and we don't. As I say, financially it's not always the best, but just someone that just wants to see it succeed. Now she started her YouTube channel. She's just about to go to 20,000 subscribers, which is incredible, and people love her content as well. So she'll be overtaking me very, very soon.
Is there a rivalry? Is there like, hey, I got 3,000 views on the latest video, how many did you have? Is there anything like that jockeying for position going on in the house?
Well, her last few videos have done exceptionally well. And again, like I said earlier, she did not want to put her last few videos out. She's like, I haven't got enough content here for it. And I was just, we always say something, just edit it, put it together. It goes out, and she's did 10,000 views in 24 hours, which is insane.
That's amazing.
Sort of numbers. And, I think it comes across with just doing it for the right reasons, I guess. So yeah, we've both just got a love for it, and it's working quite well. And there needs to be more, more females out there creating content. So if she can inspire some more people, and we can inspire some more females to come into the space, and that's great, because we just don't see enough of that sort of thing, unfortunately.
Yeah, I would certainly agree. I mean, the runners are there, so I think it'd be great for them to have someone that looks for women, to have other women to be like, they're there, they're in the scene as well, they're making the videos, they're in all the different aspects as well. I think that's really important too, and I'm a big supporter of her channel. I love what she's doing, and I think she's been doing really great.
Yeah. So her setup's just like I sit here with my computer, and then I don't know if this will go over, but her setup's all over here. So we sit basically right next to each other all day long, helping each other out with the videos and things. So it works well. You need to have people, and hopefully we can communicate more with videos and things as well. Awesome.
Well, we've got a lot of people in the chat going crazy for Sarah's channel now. Ben Browning saying Sarah's interviews are great. Recycle on Wednesday saying Sarah's channel is great as well. R the Bear saying Sarah's the best. So definitely a lot of Sarah fans.
I did ask her to come on this, but she won't.
Oh, well, I was, it's not that I hadn't thought about it, but I was like, you know what? I would much rather extend, when you're thinking about a live stream and trying to make content on a regular basis, you're trying to think about how do you stretch out the content. So I'm like, she can definitely have her own episode. So we'll have to have her on at a later time as well. That's why I didn't overlook her. I definitely thought about it, but I was like, no, I'd rather have her on a separate.
Oh yeah, she's definitely deserving of her own episode.
Yeah, and I look forward to that conversation. Stevie 76 wants to know though, since we don't
getting her own merch.
When is she going to get her own merch?
She doesn't want to, unfortunately.
Oh, really? I mean, you guys have the infrastructure already made, so it should be.
It's all ready to go, and my mum's ready to start helping her out with her orders. But we'll probably get. I haven't got anything here. We'll probably get some wraps and stuff made for her. But everyone's got different goals that they want to do. So, well, yeah. fingers crossed you'll get something out there for everybody.
Sure. Yeah. Well, I mean, I know I always kind of look for those kinds of things for the channels that I'm watching. So definitely something that I would be interested in seeing. In terms of goals though, like, do you have, I don't really have goals for my channel. I mean, I know that sounds kind of weird, but like, I just kind of like what you were saying earlier with the running, like you just wanted to get good at something and to see where it would go. And that's kind of how I approach the YouTube channel, is like, I'm having a lot of fun with it and I'm just pouring energy into it to see how it grows on its own, without like an idea of like where I want to go with it. Is that a similar approach that you have for your YouTube channel, or what, or do you have like, I want to get to like, you know, here are my 3 things that I want to accomplish?
I've never made a list of anything I particularly want to achieve with YouTube. It is what it is. You know, in the early days, I was like, you know, obviously you kind of have to say things like subscribe and like, but I want to engage with the audience. So when I say putting things down in the comments, I genuinely want to know what people are up to and things. And so, yeah, that obviously helps with everything. But if I hit 100,000 subscribers, I mean, that is just crazy to even think about. And that's great, but I don't set a weight. I don't even know how many subscribers I have at the moment. It doesn't really bother me. It just, it is what it is. People normally tell me when I'm close to hitting milestones, that I get messages about it from people. And in terms of uploading content, I'd love to upload more. I'd love to make more. We all want to kind of do more videos, and the audience is great that they want to see more content, and we do. Yeah, we should be making more. I know we should do. But it is hard all the time to. I don't know. I've struggled the last 2 weeks. I haven't uploaded for over 2 weeks now. I've had my injury. And yeah, it just isn't always easy to do, but we have like ups and downs, and yeah, I'm not really sure where I'm going with that, but yeah, hopefully we'll be uploading more regularly going forward.
Yeah, I mean,
once I can run again.
I think the ups and downs though, and when you invite us in and share those with us, you know, I think that's what kind of like a lot of people relate to too, you know, and it's kind of is similar to what you're saying with Sarah being almost reluctant to release those last couple of videos. You know, a lot of times it's those things that we might not think have the right level of kind of like polish or like right level of whatever we think is enough, but it's just kind of showing the journey for what it is, you know, and telling the story for what's actually happening, I think is what, you know, people appreciate, that kind of like insight, but also, I mean, vulnerability is a word that people use a lot, but like kind of inviting people in and letting them see, like, you know, some days
I mean, trying to see the whole picture of what someone's going through, like, and I try my very best to do that, to give people the highs and the lows, especially during races and things, because everybody goes through that. You know, it doesn't matter who it is. There's highs and lows in any race conditions that you're going through. And yeah, I'll have a video back in a couple of days talking about these last few weeks. These last couple of weeks recovering from this, and it has been really hard on my head mentally. You know, it has been really tough, and because I'm dealing with my ankle and then the calf, and it's just like, come on, I just want to put some good training together. And then with other life stresses and things that comes in. So yeah, we'll talk about that in the next few weeks. And
great. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing that. All right, let's get to another couple questions. Thomas McCaskill wants to know, Ben, what is your favorite training shoe? Tempo Next Percent, and then I'll have a follow up to that too. But what's your favorite training shoe?
I've got a big pile here. Here's it, Tempo Next Percent. That probably is. I haven't run in it since I broke my calf. I strained my calf while running in it. Not that there's anything wrong with the shoe. That is great. And then I was this new
the Invincible.
Invincible is a very interesting shoe. I've got my review on that in a couple of days. We just need to film all the content now I can actually run again. My favorite training shoe probably is it's a very controversial shoe, but it just works for me. Anyone that's like, if you can strike really nicely in that midfoot, that's the camera, then strike under those AirPods, it really is working well. But if you're a heel striker, then that's just not going to work. It's just a nightmare of a shoe. So yeah, that's,
and then I have like a sentimental favorite, like a favorite shoe of all time. Mine is the Pegasus 33 Shield from several years back. Do you have one? And I know like other people, like Emily Heller loves her Clifton version 1s. And do you have
I'm reaching for something over
the sentimental favorite?
No, well, the 4%, these are the shoes I ran my PB in Valencia. I've never ran in them since, as far as I'm aware. So yeah, they sit behind me to inspire me to get out and train every day. Just an incredible shoe, and I did something in that shoe that I never thought possible, and I might never better, and I'll be fine with that if we never run a fast 3V. But a lot of it was down to that shoe.
Very cool, very cool. I mean, I loved the Vaporfly 4%, the Flyknit. I don't know. I like Flyknit. It just seems like Nike like ran away from it for a minute. Yeah. But I'm glad like they're coming back with it strong in shoes, because I did like that material, and that shoe was a really good shoe.
It's a really exciting year for new bits of new shoes coming. I've just, after your review, I got this in. I don't even know how to pronounce this. You're no better than I. Because you've got the carbon plated one as well, I think, which I haven't been able to get yet. So it's going to be fun testing these out. So, but I get a lot of the shoes I buy from watching your channel, and a lot of the stuff in the States just comes out a little bit earlier than what we get it over here in the UK.
That's funny you say that, because I feel like the UK all over the last,
apart from this one, we got this way earlier.
Yeah, well, like the last 2 years, it seems like every shoe the UK is getting first. Like you guys got the Vomero 15 over there. I don't think they even are going to bother selling that in the US. I think because of like production issues or something with it, they're just going to skip over to the 16 for the US. Like I feel like you guys got the Turbo first. I think you got the Peg 37. I think the Peg 37 was a global launch, but I feel like the UK has been getting a lot of shoes like a month before the US. And I've been like, I know you guys are run crazy and you totally deserve it, even the US does, but like, you
can never work out shoe companies. I mean, they are, it's, and with the sort of COVID and transferring stuff around the world and different warehouses, and now we've just had something called Brexit here in the UK, so departing from Europe. There's all sorts of difficulties with transferring stuff around. But I regularly keep this big pile of shoes on my desk, and then I've just got the Kipchoge colorway. I wanted to get the one you had with the pink. But I couldn't find any, unfortunately. So I've got that one for the next marathon.
Looks nice though. I'm a fan of that. That shoe is also quite good. It doesn't make sense to me. Like you look at it and you're like, "There's no way this is going to be good," and then you run it and you're like, "This is really good." I don't understand. Have you been putting in a lot of miles in the Alpha Flies?
I haven't run in the Alpha Fly since I did my 10K time trial. I don't think, but I will do again now. I've got the my orange pair or mango pair that I'll do some sessions and stuff in, and then then this one will be reserved for race day. This Wrexham marathon we're training for in about 10 weeks time. So
nice. All right, Fraser Carr says, "What shoe?" And this is the question I get all the time. What shoes are you anticipating the most this year?
You go first. Because I'm not very good at what's coming up.
Here's the thing is, I don't know what's coming really. Like all I can think about is like, well, I know there's usually like a next version of the things I liked last year, but I don't get a lot of early information. So I'm not like very primed for like what's coming. Except like kind of like how you were saying with like the YouTube subscriber numbers, people will say like, "Hey, have you seen images of this new shoe yet? It looks great." And so like then I might like go Google something.
Yeah.
So like,
I'm kind of the same. Like, people normally I find out through like Instagram DMs and things before I've actually managed to know myself. But I get, the Nike stuff is always, for me, it's always gets the most clicks and stuff. And so I guess and I haven't actually got it here, but the Vaporfly, the second Vaporfly, I don't know. I have even had more shoes under my desk. But sorry, I'm not. We're not much as shoe geeks as some people.
I don't get like any of that early information, and I think I might be able to, but it's a direction I've been trying to like intentionally avoid a little bit. Like I enjoy having a little bit of distance from the brands.
Oh yeah, I mean we buy everything 100% ourselves, and I know you do a little bit of both in terms of people sending stuff out, but we get approached again, very fortunate. We get people ask us to send us a lot of stuff, but we just have to politely decline, and I just would rather go and buy it and try and fingers crossed make the money back through YouTube AdSense, which is quite hard to do with something like this, but not so bad on the cheaper shoes. So it's just investing in the future. Everything we create and every bit of kit we buy, it's just investing in the long term. and hopefully people can see that. And if people then watch that and get value and they buy a hat or a wrap, that means way more to me than getting a free shoe off a manufacturer.
I could see that for sure. Well, I mean, that being said, though, just to try to put an answer to Fraser's question, I think for me, the shoe I'm looking forward to the most is probably the Adios Pro 2. I think Adidas.
Oh yeah, of course. The orange one's just coming out soon. I've seen that with a few of the brands at the moment.
And I think for this summer, they'll be going like they're like not completely redesigning it, but it's going to be a substantial update to the Zero Pro, the Adios Pro. The Boston's getting a big update. The Adios is getting a big update too. So it'll be interesting to see what Adidas does this year. I'm pretty excited. Either it's going to be just a killer year for them, or it's going to be like, wow, they swung for the fences real hard. They tried very hard, and it was a big disaster. I'm not sure which one it's going to be yet, but I'm excited to see that. But have you been running in a lot of Adidas? I'm trying to think if I've seen you in Adidas.
No, bizarrely, because it used to be the only brand I'd wear. So the Adios 3s and the Bostons were like some of the first running shoes I got when I came back into sort of my running journey. And they were fantastic shoes. But then fortunately, I discovered the Nike shoes and then was like, I'm just preferring these a little bit more. So people ask me about Adidas or Adidas, and we'll get some in. But I really wanted to get the Adios Pro in. I just couldn't buy it. Yeah. And a few people said they'd send me one from shoe shops and things. So I just don't want to even I just want to complicate things really. So we'll get a pair when we can.
All right. I mean, I think that you'll like them a lot. They remind me a lot of the Next Percents. So if you like that kind of dynamic in the shoe, it's very exciting to be running.
It just get you really nicely up on your toes, I would have thought.
Yeah, and it's just it's cushioned, but definitely feels like a little bit firmer for some speed. And I think especially someone like yourself who's a little bit faster, I think it's just really exciting to run it.
Yeah.
Let's do one more question. Kurt wants to know, what shoe are you planning to run in for UTMB? Or is this for a race that distance with that much changes in elevation? It's like a multi-shoe approach to that? Tell me about that.
There would definitely be multiple pairs of shoe. Whether it's always the same shoe, I don't know. At the moment, I'm thinking about the Hoka Speed Goat, whichever the current number is, maybe 4 or 5, which is just a high stack shoe, super cushioned, amazing grip on the bottom of it. I don't actually own a pair at the moment because I haven't even been on any trails for so long because I can't get to them. So that's probably what I'm thinking of the most. Nike just don't have an offering, I think, that will be comfortable for that sort of distance. The Hoka Speed Goat is what we'll be looking at. And it'll probably be a case of maybe 3 or 4 pairs to get through the race. It just depends what the conditions are like. It could be really snowy. It could be super cold. They just get wet and horrible, and you just want to put a fresh pair on. Of course, they're going to last longer than that in the lifetime of the shoe. But it's just about putting a fresh pair of shoes and fresh pair of socks on. Should be a pretty nice thing to do throughout the race.
Yeah, and so what are some of the logistical plannings for a race like? I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe this is a bad question to pop in at 50 minutes into the live stream, but I'm just like, how big is the crew that you bring along with you for a race like that?
Well, trail this time of racing is very different in Europe as opposed to America again, because people tend to not have sort of like a crew. People will have maybe 1 or 2 people, and especially the elite athletes. But for the majority of people in the pack, they're not necessarily going to have people chasing them around the course. There will be a few, of course, but not too many. They'll rely a lot on the aid stations as you go through. So for me, during the race, all I want to do is complete it. I've got no ambitions of anything other than getting round. I think the time limit's about 46 hours that you've got to get round. So it's pretty crazy. And it will just be a case of just carrying as much as I can, having our own drop bags at aid stations that we can refuel from, and just maybe there might be some other people out there on the course that want to pass me a few things around the aid stations, but I don't think you can take aid between aid stations. I'd be surprised if you could. So I don't really know at this stage. I just fingers crossed that it's going to go ahead. That's all ever is kind of thinking. But we'll be going out to Chamonix in France, hopefully over the summer, to run as much of the course as we can. and then we'll be able to see a lot more what the terrain's like and go from there.
Wonderful. Well, I really hope that you guys get to do that. I'm looking forward to seeing all that content, seeing you out there in the mountains in France. I'll live.
Yeah, we'll obviously take our cameras along in the summer as well. So yeah, filming all that sort of build up for it. It's just really excited.
Very, very, very cool. Well, thanks. I won't take any more of your time for today, Ben. Thanks so much for staying up late with us tonight and hopping on the live stream with me and indulging me in some questions. I had a fantastic time talking with you today.
Yeah, me too. And yeah, hopefully we'll get over to Chicago to see you and go for a run along the river. Run north of Chicago. That'd be amazing. And yeah, me and Sarah will get out and see you as soon as we can. Get on a plane and come and see the States again.
Well,
so, yeah, thank you very much.
I love that, and I look forward to it very much. Thanks, Ben.
Cool. Take care. Bye.
All right. Yeah. All right, guys. That was Ben. Thanks so much, Ben, for staying up late on a Sunday night for us. I hope you guys really enjoyed that conversation. We had a ton of people in here. I think this breaks a record for the live stream for us. 351 people still hanging through to the end on a longer live stream for today. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Just to wrap up, tomorrow we're going to be having a video. I'll be giving an update on my hamstring kind of like tweak. So that'll be a little bit of the video. And then tomorrow, Monday, we'll do another Monday mukbang, 3 p.m. Central Time. And I don't know. I think everyone, are we liking the guests? Should we get more guests? Should we get more friends to show up? I think that's been a lot of fun. So we'll do that. And yeah, until I see you guys next time, be safe out there, everybody. Thanks.